Thank you for joining me once again. It is no surprise that the northern leaders will resist the appointment of Christopher General Musa. In the Senate, on the social media, in the mosques around the north, they are alleging and accusing General Musa for profiling and open discrimination of the archaic attitude of the Fulani elders. For this reason, they say it will come out with a sinister agenda against their sons. And it is because of this statement. Listen to it.
The Fulani man favors his cow. That's the mentality. He doesn't have land. He doesn't have everything. He thinks is his cow.
Now, what Christopher Musa said there is wrong. He said that a common Fulani elder only loves his cattle. He doesn't have houses. He doesn't have cars. What he loves is his cow. He doesn't cherish anything above that. Maybe we can talk about his religion. But we all know majority of these people are animists. I've seen videos where some of them make time with cows. He said it. And for me, I think it's a perfect match. A round peg for a round circle. For one of the things Tinubu has done right in the past 1 year, making General Musa the Minister of Defense is one of the things that I will mark him pass. But yes, we understand that some people will cook up stories. They are saying that Tinubu should have appointed Buratai. For some of you, Buratai is the longest serving chief of army staff. He served under Buhari. Since the return to democracy in 1999, no chief of army staff has stayed the longest for Buratai. But what did Buratai achieve? Buratai achieved a program that has been so notorious, a program that has been accused for recruiting repentant Boko Haram bandits, terrorists. Buratai was the one that came up with the what? Operation Safe Haven, where they were giving amnesties to bandits, to terrorists. I correct myself. Yes, this is the person, the northerners. On my screen, you have their comments. You can see their prayers there. They are saying Buratai should be the one. Yes. You must understand that for every decision that is made by this northern elite, they will always stand on the premise of religion and ethnicity. We all know that Christopher Musa is a Christian. And also, Christopher Musa is not just because a Christian. He's a Midi-Beltan. He is a man who grew up in the midst of the Fulani'S at his early age. So he understands their character. And he has been a voice of reason for the past 2-3 years. How they sabotaged him with a coup plot agenda, and how he has been able to resurface now as a senior minister above Matawale. Matawale, who was accused for conspiring. The reports are out there. In fact, in case you don't know, when Matawale became the state governor of Zamfara State, could you believe that Zamfara vigilante groups that was consisted of real indigenes of the land, he disbanded it. Yes, Matawale disbanded the vigilantes on the what? That the vigilantes were attacking the Fulani elders. You know, I did a content earlier in the morning about Matawale where he was saying that these people are not criminals, that it is the vigilantes that go and attack them. And in most cases, they go back for a reprisal attack. So we must listen to their own plea. Yeah, these people are not criminals. This was what Matawale could say. He needed to protect his own kinsmen. He needed to speak on their behalf. This is what he did. Under Matawale, a lot of things went wrong. So many things went wrong, such that people started questioning, like, as Zamfara lost a governor, is Zamfara still a state with an elected governor? That was the situation in Zamfara state as at then. But here we are today. So much propaganda about General Musa, about him being Christian, about being anti-Fulani, about him being a man that might want to come for a personal vendetta because of the havoc, the atrocities the Fulani terrorists, Islamic jihadists have done in southern Kaduna. That we will remember that in the early 2023, when Christopher Musa were one of the early appointees Tinubu made. After Nuhu Rubadu, the NSA, which by the way I have always spoken against, that me, I am not satisfied with him. I don't see him as a qualified security advisor, especially when I heard that he was the one, you know, always proposing the idea there should be negotiations. There should be negotiations with these people, with these non-state actors. And he didn't show the same gesture to the Southeasterners. He didn't show the same gesture to Mazin Nambikano. He didn't show the same gesture to the IPOB liberation armies. There was nothing like that. That was when I fell off with Nur Badu. I knew perhaps this guy also might need to go. However, while we are in the midst of this conversation, I stumbled on a Zamfara indigene. He gave me a clear record. He said one of the people that must be arrested when Christopher Musa becomes the Minister of Defense, because he will be. I am sure that Akpabio would not let anybody disqualify him. I am sure that Akpabio will do everything in his power to ensure that General Musa is confirmed. However, this guy said that, do we know that Gumi charge people if he wants to go and have conversations with the bandit when they kidnap? I was shocked, just as you are right now. However, listen to that recording for about 1 minute.
If they get somebody's family members, if they kidnap somebody's family members, of course, around the community, because you don't even, they are faceless. They are mixed. That's how it seems. Because Aisha, as Aisha just said it, Aisha, right? She said it. She's from Kaduna. She said it that I've heard her say it 2 times. When her family members, one of the family members was kidnapped, that was how somebody told them that the only way you can do this is to go to Gumi. Only way you can save them, and they went and they paid. Now, this woman, I'm telling you in particular, these people, they contribute. This woman in particular, she said she contributed 800,000 naira. Some said they give 2 million. Some said they give, but all they wanted was communication. I beg, are they, so that we can know next step, whether we want to sell our house or for some, whether we can sell our house or something like that. And when they give 800,000, Gumi will say, no. Like, that's money for transfer, meaning money to go to the bandits. Do you get? Money to go to the bandits and go to them and tell them, oh yeah, there's this woman, Aisha, whatever.
Okay, I hope you heard that. I just had to cut that off. In a situation whereby a man who calls himself the man of the people, a man who presents himself as the northern elite, has turned negotiation to business. He has turned it to profit-making system. Families are told to contribute 300,000, 200,000, 500,000 per child. So in a situation whereby 30 students were kidnapped, so each person will bring forth 300, 400,000. Do the calculation. So that's about 12 million. If 40 people are kidnapped and each of them contribute 300k, that is 12 million, just like that. And we never heard that Shegumi goes in there, he has any issues. They target that is his own consult. Like your own consultation fee. Does he pay tax on that? That is where we need to start from. Does he pay tax on that? The allegations are out there. When I heard this, I was shocked. I said, no wonder this man, the always talk, say, let us negotiate. Let us negotiate. Let us negotiate. I never knew that that negotiation is one of his source of income. I never knew it until just recently when this guy narrated this story for me. I said, wow. So this is more than it meets its eye. You know, we in the South, we don't know anything now. We will get pure mind, so we dey believe say, ha, Shegumi is a good guy. Perhaps Shegumi is a God sent. You know, that was my my view of him initially. But when he came out and started saying that these bandits, they don't live a luxury life, this money, they just want to use it to build. See, it is getting clearer by the day. It is getting clearer that particular region is not ready to move forward. It is getting clearer that a particular elite of this country want to hold all of us into ransom. It is getting clearer that some elements are behind this terrorism. The idea, the lies that they tell us that it is foreigners that are coming through the borders, these people are not known to us, they are foreign. It's a lie. It's a lie. I can't just crawl into Mali and say I know the forest. No, that's not possible. I can't just go into Burkina Faso today and say I know all the forest. It's not possible. There are elites, okay, who have an agenda, a jihadist agenda, maybe a transactional agenda. They have an agenda to just hold an incumbent to ransom. And as it has been proven, to hold any southern president in power that tries to shake the bottom of the black and red ant. Let everybody fight in a system of meritocracy. This is what they are against. Let everybody fight a system of meritocracy whereby it is what I can do, I can achieve. They don't want that change. They do not want that change. They want to be stuck with that entitlement mentality. The North are equally saying that what these Fulani's want is just good. They didn't say Fulani, they said Fulani that what they simply want is roads, hospitals, affording housing. I said, me as a Yoruba man, I am doing my business. I have never taken it as a point of entitlement that because my government, I'm in Ogun State, I'm not going to say my government, because my government has not built the road, I will go and pick up arms and start banditry. No. You know why? Because I know that this government, I will agitate, I will protest. If he does well, I will re-elect him. If he does bad, I will vote him out. In a situation whereby the majority vote for him, I will accept that, well, I was on the losing side. Whether he buys his way into power, whether he rigs his way, I am on that note that one day myself and the rest of the people in my society will come to that point of agreement that we need to rise and carry out a revolution. That it is a collective thing, and we will not be bombing our soldiers. We will not be doing that. That is the mindset of a common Southerner. That is the mindset of a common Middle Belter. Not a situation whereby we want to become a non-state actor and then we start challenging the power of the state. We start gallivanting. You need to see what these people do. To an extent whereby a leader of the Arewa, the chairman, of course, a Fulani man, of course, he came out, he said that that another solution, another way is not by bombing these people. In fact, there are some forests that these bombs will not penetrate. This is the Arewa Consultative Forum chairman saying it. He said, what we need to do is, it's not guns. Let us call these people and have a conversation. Let us give them amnesty. From which money? Inukwa? Is it from the oil money of the Niger Delta people? I know Tinubu will not go call. You know the Tinubu know the craze. He know. Uh-uh. The Yorubas have their own thugs now. Every region has its own bad boys. It is when the Yoruba people, let me tell you, the Yoruba own na him go worse. South don't do their own. South is have done their own. No be so. North are currently doing their own. Is that so? If they make a mistake, if Tinubu makes that mistake of his life and say, let me pay these guys ransom, Nigeria is gone. There's no going back. Nigeria is what? Is gone. If Tinubu makes that mistake, and I know Baba no go that kind craze level, because he will not be listening to the advice of a madman. I remember a politician that said that. You know, he wouldn't listen to such advice. Ransom, amnesty, no, umba. The Yorubas are ready. They watch out. Igbo is there watching. Igbo is there watching. Pay this ransom now. Pay am. This is why you see they are against everything Tinubu has been doing recently. He has refused to bow to their pressure. He has said Nigeria must be freed of this Fulani jihadists. Haven't rode on the Muslim tickets. They never believed their luck. They felt this was the best time to achieve their lifelong goal of Islamizing the country. Yes, that is just the wish of all Northern Muslims. There is no Muslim in the North today that you ask him, should Nigeria become a Sharia governed state? Nigeria should become they won't say otherwise. They'll tell you yes, they don't mind. That's the point. So for me, Gen.Musa has to become the Minister of Defense. And when he becomes, I believe he will be able to find every necessary means to frustrate Matawale out. But I'm not comfortable with Matawale still being there, considering the fact of the things he said. That man has said so many nonsensical things. His lining is too dirty. That man has so many baggage around him in connection with banditry.
I feel very, very honored and privileged to be here today. Myself, my wife, and my family. It has been a long time since I've known Daddy, but he never knew me then. But I didn't know how he was able to know me. When I was in Maiduguri as a theater commander fighting Boko Haram, he kept calling me, and I was wondering how he got my number, how he knew I was there. But he never ever relented, and his prayers have continued to make the difference in our lives. And that is to tell you that we serve a living God who will never ever let us down. Sometimes we're the ones that actually make things not possible for us because we doubt ourselves, we doubt our God. I grew up in the church. I was born and raised in Sokoto. My wife, born and raised in Delta State. She's my pillar. She is a prayer warrior, and because she has learned from mommy, I want to say thank you to this company, and thank you, Daddy and Mommy, for bringing this together. You can see wonderful things, and I can assure you, the more you attend here, the more blessings you'll get. Daddy and Mommy have remained steadfast in the Lord, and God will continue to bless you, sir. We are privileged, we are honored, we are blessed just by knowing you. I want to call on all of us as Christians, never ever to be timid. Never shy away to show that you are a Christian, that you follow Christ, wherever you are. I've seen people, because they want higher places, they tend to hide, shy away from God.